It started with a folded piece of paper. No name, no explanation, just 6 lines that would change everything. The plan was real, the timeline was tight, and the danger closer than anyone imagined. By the time anyone realized what it really meant, there were only hours left. One student, bullied, isolated, and broken. Another, too scared to speak until it was almost too late. This is not a story about villains and heroes. It's about silence, about warning signs no one saw, red flags no one noticed, pain no one believed, and a note that whispered louder than the gunfire. One anonymous whisper stopped what could have been the darkest day in the school's history. This is the story of the student's note that stopped a school shooting, a massacre, a tragedy, and the truth that nearly got buried with it. What happened next would change everything.
A note was folded twice, carefully, like someone had taken their time. It sat quietly at the bottom of the counselor's inbox tray, tucked beneath a stack of routine permission slips and late homework excuses. No name, no signature, just 5 lines, written in block letters that wavered like a hand fighting against fear. But it carried a storm between its creases. Check his bag. There's a list, a plan. The date is tomorrow. People will die. Please believe me. Miss Rachel Monroe read the words twice, then a third time. Her fingers trembled. She glanced around the empty hallway, suddenly aware of the silence. The morning light filtered through the narrow windows, casting long shadows across the tile floors of Northbridge High. It was a Wednesday. She felt it, the dread, like something had already happened, like something was about to. She didn't know who wrote it. She didn't know who he was. But the words felt true. Northbridge was the kind of school where the hallways echoed with laughter one moment and silence the next. A middle-class suburban campus in Oregon, tucked between maple-lined streets and soccer fields, where parents dropped off their kids and hoped the world inside stayed kinder than the one outside. Liam Carter was in 10th grade, 15, quiet. The kind of quiet that made teachers both grateful and uneasy. Always on time, always in the back. Polite, but somehow invisible. A little too tall for his age, with a mop of dark brown hair always falling into his eyes. He walked alone between classes, spoke only when spoken to, and wore the same gray hoodie even in spring. Teachers called him independent. Students whispered, weird. Nobody knew he used to laugh louder than all of them back in middle school, before things changed. Before his mom left, before his best friend ditched him, before he got blamed for the math class cheating scandal he didn't even start. Liam had a locker at the far end of Hall B, always locked, always clean. The only thing that stood out was a red circle someone had drawn on the school calendar above his desk, a circle around March 17th. No one noticed it, or if they did, they didn't ask, except Jamie Whitaker, his old friend. And Jamie did ask, once. What's the circle for? Man? Liam shrugged. Nothing important. But something in his eyes didn't match the shrug. Miss Rachel Monroe had been the school counselor for 12 years. She'd seen depression, bullying, breakups, and self-harm. She believed in listening, in patience, in quiet rooms and warm tea. But this note, it felt urgent in a different way. She tried to trace the handwriting. It was tight, almost rushed, gender neutral. She checked the inbox camera, but it had been out of order since February. Still, her instincts told her this wasn't a prank. She went to the principal, Mr. Reynolds, who frowned at the note like it was a poor and nasty prank. "You think this is serious?" "We have to take it seriously. It mentions tomorrow, a list, a plan." The names weren't random. They were students. And not just any. Students who were known for teasing, mocking, bullying. Liam Brooks, star quarterback. Amber Fields, the girl who once posted Jake's private drawing online. Noah Benson, class clown and chronic name caller. Herrera Paul, student council VP, who once called Jake creepy in front of the entire homeroom. But the most chilling name was the last. Jamie Whitaker, Liam's ex-best friend. The notebook pages included crude maps of the school, timings, escape routes, weapon types, AR-15, shotgun, pistol. No guns were found in Liam's locker, but the list was unmistakably his handwriting, except Liam said it wasn't. Liam sat in the vice principal's office, his hands cuffed loosely in front of him. His face was pale but calm. "I didn't write that," he said. "It looks like your handwriting, Liam." "But it's not mine," he replied. His voice didn't waver. His eyes didn't shift. There was no panic, just fatigue. "Someone put that in my bag. I don't even own that notebook." Miss Rachel stared at him. "You have to help us understand. If there's even a chance this is real." "I know it looks bad," he whispered, "but you're not listening. I didn't write it." A forensic handwriting expert confirmed it. 98% match. But Jamie remembered something odd, something that hadn't made sense at the time. 2 days ago, Liam's bag had gone missing for almost 2 hours. He thought it was stolen. Then it showed up near the gym, half-zipped. He hadn't checked the contents. Jamie couldn't sleep. Not after they pulled Liam out of class. Not after he saw his own name on that list. But Jamie had a secret too. He had bullied Liam. Subtly but constantly. Ignored him. Laughed when others joked. Spread a rumor once just to fit in with Bryce's crowd. He never thought it mattered. But now it could have cost him his life. And yet, he still didn't believe Liam wrote the list. Not the Liam who would stay up all night helping him finish a science project. Not the Liam who saved a stray kitten once and cried when it limped, but the Liam who was his best friend a few months ago. He returned to the hallway, checked the calendar. That red circle. Under it, in faint pencil scratch, were 3 barely visible words. "I forgive you." Liam was suspended pending further investigation. The police didn't file charges yet, but the threat was real enough to lock down the school for 2 days. Rumors spread like fire. Liam became the psycho. Memes, jokes, videos in WhatsApp groups circulated, and yet Jamie kept thinking about that pencil scratch. I forgive you. Why write that if you were planning to kill? He visited Miss Rachel. Liam never said much, right? He said more than you think, but no one really listened, she replied, sipping lukewarm tea. She opened Liam's file. Therapist notes. Old concerns. A red flag 3 months ago. Liam submitted an art piece for a school exhibit that featured a person sitting under a black cloud. The caption read, "You'll notice me when it's too late." The panel disqualified it, too dark. The counselor flagged it, but no follow-up. Do you think he did it? Jamie asked. Miss Rachel looked up. I think he's breaking, and I think we're watching. Northbridge reopened under tight security. Parents were on edge. Teachers distracted. Classrooms tense. Liam was at home, under observation, silent. But in Miss Rachel's inbox, another note, folded the same way, same slanted handwriting. You're looking at the wrong person. Security footage was rechecked. Someone, hood up, face turned, was seen near Liam's locker at 2:42 p.m. the day before the notebook was found. And Jamie remembered something else. A calendar. The red circle. He rushed to room 2C. The calendar was still there. But now, under March 17, there were 2 red circles. The second appeared faintly. A new pen. A rushed hand. And under it, the words, "He's not me." Tyler Graves had been invisible most of his life. A transfer student last year, kept to himself, bounced between foster homes. Always in the background, always watching. He shared a science class with Liam. Jamie remembered a day when Tyler asked Amelia for a pencil, but she ignored him, and Liam politely handed one over. That was it. Their only known interaction. But something about Tyler's face lingered in Jamie's mind. And Tyler was quiet, yes, but not unnoticed. He once got caught writing short horror stories in his notebook. Dark stuff. Stuff about revenge. About people finally getting what they deserve. That notebook was never turned into the school. No one saw it again. Jamie told Miss Rachel. They checked Tyler's locker. It was empty. Too clean. Too perfect. He hadn't been to school since the lockdown. They traced Tyler through a foster contact. He'd vanished 2 days earlier. Left a note on his bed. He took everything. Now he'll take the blame too. Ms. Rachel read it aloud in her office. Jamie sat frozen in the chair. Liam, he whispered. Tyler had stolen Liam's bag, planted the notebook, copied his handwriting. He'd spent months observing him. He knew Liam wouldn't fight back. He knew Liam wouldn't be believed. A perfect fall guy. But why? Tyler's case file revealed the answer. He'd been hospitalized 3 years earlier for severe emotional trauma. Diagnosed with dissociative identity disorder tendencies. Undiagnosed properly, never treated long-term. He projected his anger and his plan onto Liam. Because Liam had something he didn't. A home, a school, friends, once. Tyler didn't want to commit the attack. He wanted someone else to be blamed for thinking about it. Because if Liam looked dangerous, then Tyler could stay invisible forever. Liam was cleared publicly, but the damage had been done. The whispers didn't stop. The looks didn't change. Some apologized. Most didn't. Miss Rachel handed him a sealed envelope a week later. No sender name. You saved lives without knowing. Thank you for being kind, even when we weren't. Liam recognized the handwriting. Jamie's. And there were more letters. From Amber. From Noah. From Rachel. Small words. Broken sentences. I'm sorry I laughed. I should have stood up. You deserved better. Liam didn't respond to any of them. He just went back to drawing and started talking to Miss Rachel more. Liam never found out who left the first note. Maybe it was Tyler himself. Maybe it was a bystander with just enough courage. Maybe it was fate. But years later, a journalist wrote an article titled "The Whisper That Stopped the Gunfire." Liam read it, then tucked it away in a drawer full of quiet sketches and unfinished poems. He never returned to Northbridge, but he lived, and that was something. A year later, March 17th came again. The calendar in room 2C had no red circles. But beneath the new school counselor's inbox, a note appeared. If you're reading this, please listen harder. Someone is hurting, and you might be the only one who hears it, and heal him. If you're interested in stories of disappearances that defy reason, mysteries that haunt, crimes that unravel slowly, and voices that deserve to be heard, subscribe for more.